And how about when they're lost, they hear singing in the distance and follow the voices?
Can we get, like, what's, like, a band? Could we, like, reunite, like, Oasis to voice the Beans? They're around the campfire singing, like, a Bean song.
A Bean walks around the corner and then all you hear is, like, "Dear Bean is gonna be the bean that they're gonna throw the bean to you."
So, Rich.
Marcus?
We've got ourselves an IP for today. The Heinz
Ooh.
Beans tin. We've got to make, like, an animated family movie about it.
Ah, okay. So that's where you've been.
Great. Yep, there we go. So just get the first pun of the day out there. Now, you already have a great, like, line, don't you?
Yes. To bean or not to bean.
Which I feel like we could stick on all the posters. It's like, so immediately, I want that to be the focus of it.
Yeah, like, I'm already imagining, you know, like the Game of Thrones posters, and you've always got like some shady character in the back, in the background, like looking away to signify them leaving or having duplicitous stuff. But all the beans just look like beans. So it's just like you don't know if the beans are looking away or not. And then you just got one bean at the front. It's going to be like the Succession Season 4 photo.
Yeah, but they're all identical.
Yeah, there's no sense of character.
This is our second movie where we've made all the characters identical after the Stickman one.
I'm curious as to how we're going to do it because we can't just do the same Sisyphean, you know, But we have another
caveat.
We have another stipulation. Yeah. What is it, Mark?
We want a villain this time because whenever we write stuff, Rich, we always leave out the villain. We make society the villain.
Yeah, like the systems or structures. Yeah.
Or capitalism.
Yeah,
mostly capitalism.
It just instantly goes there. So we're gonna push ourselves and try and do something.
So if we're going with to bean or not to bean, now in Hamlet makes that speech because he's like going, do I carry on living or do I not carry on living?
Mm-hmm. Is it after the Yorick scene? Because like I always think it's right next to he finds Yorick. I don't think so. I think the reason why we think there is because whenever someone gets a skull, they hold it up and go, to be or not to be. You'd think like that would be the scene, wouldn't you? You'd think that's what would happen, but it's not. Is it? He's only got it and says, alas, Yorick.
Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well, Horatio. So who's our Bean?
Oh, Alan Bean.
Alan Bean. Okay, Alan Bean. Now, I want him to have, like, a stupid friend.
Alan Bean's our everyman. He's our straight guy who brushes up against the comic, yeah? Is that what you sort of pushing for? Yeah,
so we've got our everyman, Alan Bean, and should we call our psychic, like, Jerry Bean?
Yeah. And is he played by Rowan Atkinson?
Well, here's the thing. I reckon we do get Rowan Atkinson on board. Okay. And I realise we'll have to pay him like £70 million.
And it'd be funny if he just does Mr. Bean voices. Oh my god, because Mr. Bean. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Did you only just get away?
Yeah. I just thought you were like, God, he's quite a visual actor. So
I sent you a message before, didn't I, saying, can we get Rowan Atkinson to voice one of the Beans? And you were on board, but you...
It's so funny. I thought the joke was like, he's a dead visual actor, isn't he? Like, because he works in films that would translate well in foreign media because you don't need to know English. Or, like, it doesn't need to be translated. So I thought, like, the joke was that he's just a bean. Oh, for God's sake. But, yeah, Mr. Bean is perfect. Okay. But, yeah, I'm just picturing him going, oh, Teddy.
Can you imagine the truck full of money we'd have to back up to his house to sign him, to get him to sign on to play Mr. Bean a second time?
Yeah. Oh, that would be perfect. Okay, so we have him. So
Rowan Atkinson as Jerry Bean.
As Jerry Bean. Do you reckon the villain's got to be related to the sort of problem that the hero needs to overcome? Right? Yeah. So maybe we should start with the problem first, because that like applies more.
Okay, what problem can a bean in a tin of beans have?
This is where the B movie people struggle, doesn't it? It's like what problem can a bee have? It's like he wants to go out and experience the world and fall in love with a woman. Do you like jazz? We got to find out where are they first. do we see them before they're tinned? Is this like a how do beans grow? Do beans literally grow on trees? How do beans grow? Oh, it's like, yeah, literally like pea pods off. That you could. I imagine the first line already is like, me and Jerry been friends forever. We were 2 peas in a pod. Yeah. 2 beans in a pod.
What a terrible start. I love it. See, that's what I love about these pictures, man. When we come up with scenes that if we saw, we'd hate.
We were 2 beans in a pod. Yeah, it's just so forced of a metaphor. Yeah, okay. So what if he's very protective of Mr. Bean or something? And maybe in this pre-garden life, they love being beans. Like, and just being in a garden.
Yeah.
And then the villain is a being who wants him to go on the great journey. Don't call it that because that's a thing from Halo. But go on a religious experience to the tinnery or the cannery.
Yeah.
And eat.
I really like it. They've got, you know that preacher that Gus Johnson did a video on?
Yeah.
I imagine that he's like that. He's like convincing the beans to follow, and like how that man convinces people to donate money to him. They're asking them to donate themselves.
So, exactly, yeah. So, do we have, actually, this is a wider world building question now. Do we have, like in Sausage Party, like the humans get aware of the food items are real?
Yeah.
So, is there like a big conspiracy with Big Bean that they have an intermediary, and it's this bean that convinces all the beans to go and sacrifice themselves willingly, otherwise there'd be a bean revolt?
Well, right. I kind of like that because it gives us like a goal for the film, for them to finally meet this bean face to face. Mm-hmm. What can the villain be called?
I think, I wonder if the religion is cannery or something, and he's Mr. Can.
Fine. I like it.
Yeah, and he's like, there's no cans in a bean's mind. There's only can.
So the need can be, they want to meet this Mr. Can because they want to remain in the field. They're happy just being 2 beans in a pod.
Yeah, I like that.
To convince them to let them stay where they are.
Mm-hmm. Basically, at the very beginning, I'm wondering if one of them wants to go because we need that tension between them.
Well, maybe because Jerry is stupid, he doesn't know that there's no coming back.
Yeah, or like he thinks they're not coming back is because you go to bean heaven.
Yeah,
and and
great. We're gonna have like religious people protesting this movie.
Yeah, so we've went after capitalism. Why not go after the organised religion?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Maybe I'm like imagining the speeches. It's like Jerry's like, "What is being heaven?" And he's like, "You're in a pod forever. All your wants met, all your needs satisfied."
Okay, so the when you is Alan and Jerry have known each other forever. We learn the law of being heaven. The have a need is Jerry wants to go to the cannery, but Alan is more suspicious. Uh-huh. So they've got to go somewhere together.
They're being transported to the cannery when they fall out the truck.
I already know that the scene how they fall out the truck is like Jerry is being like clumsy. I'm like, look, I can feel the wind in my face, in my bean. He slips and like Alan goes to grab him and they both tumble out.
And how about when they're lost? They hear singing in the distance and follow the voices.
Can we get like, what's like a band? Could we like reunite like Oasis to voice the beans? They're around the campfire singing like a bean song.
A bean walks around the corner and then all you do is like, "Dear bean is gonna be the bean that they're gonna throw the bean to you.
After all, you're my wonder bean." I like how this project will be the one that reunites the Gallagher brothers. That would be a big chunk of the film. Them just doing a bunch of stops on the road.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We then need them to, like, find something.
Oh my god. They find the tin of beans.
So so this is where they all end up. Wait, that answers both of their needs?
Yeah. They find the tin of beans and they're like, what? Maybe that's it. They go like, we could live here. This is heaven, isn't it? Kind of stuff. But it's quite dark. They see what happens and maybe they see some of the beans that they chopped up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe, like, various humans try to kill them by, like, picking them up with litter pickers. And they're really confused because in the cannery religion, beans are, like, these immortal, pure creatures that can never be touched.
Yeah. I like it.
But not,
And you can, I'm not sure Heinz would be too happy that their product is basically,
yeah, it's like...
I hate to say it, but it's like a concentration camp, basically.
Maybe this is the... Have you got any other brands that you hate? Branston Beans, is it?
Sorry, man. I'd love to be sat by you during that interview. Where you, with a straight face, say to the head of Heinz, "Do you have any brands you don't like?" What are you expecting them to say? I'm not a big fan of spaghetti hoops. It's like...
Yeah. That's it. I think it'd be like, because I was like, well, we'll just use various scenes where the canaries are like for like Branston Beans and stuff.
Well, have you ever heard of those Heinz baked bean pizzas?
Oh God, yeah.
Don't they look like abominations?
They're hellish. If we were making this film for Branston Beans, then the Heinz pizzas would be as akin to a crucifixion. You know, like in Rome when you walk past and there's just loads of people crucified. That'd be like beans on just pizzas as you enter like fucking bean mania or something.
You know what, man? If I was to bet like on what sort of stuff we'd be talking about while pitching the Heinz Beans movie. Crucifixions and camps wouldn't be it.
Oh man, that's gonna be me memoir, though. Crucifixions and camps.
So they need to return somewhere, so they need to get back to the farm, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. That I think they get to the cannery, or like no, just before the cannery, and that's when they have the big split up. Alan and Jerry have been having arguments. Jerry's like been having suspicions, like with the humans being mean, and also maybe he gets injured, and he's like, I'm not a perfect bean anymore.
During the take it, when they discover those beans, and they have like that sad thing where they realise that, because in the start, Alan was like wary about it and didn't want to go to there, but Jerry really did want to go to there, and now like both of their dreams are crushed. So instead of them going back to the farm, maybe they go to the cannery and meet up with the beans that were there at the farm in the beginning, so the return can be like returning to their group.
Yeah, and then we need Mr. Can.
Do they revolt against Mr. Can?
Yeah, so they get there and they try and cause murder, and Mr. Can all the way through it has been like negotiating with the humans. Oh, there we go. Humans can't know about being kind. They can't.
Right.
So it's a very secretive process, and they've been on Mr. B. They've been on Mr. B. They've been on his neck, on Mr. Can's neck the whole movie, because like there's pictures of these two beings jumping through New York. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, you gotta keep a lid on this, Mr. Can, because if you don't, we will.
You gotta keep a lid on it.
Otherwise, Beantopia will be ruined. So, and all through the film, they've been sending out bean guard dogs after the beans.
That can be during the big middle act.
And then so now they try and do the revolt because there's like all the beans are quite sad. No, they're not quite sad. Like they vaguely know that this is a sad, dark place. It's a big metal factory and it's scary. But like some people are still like religiously like going, no, it's lovely. And Mr. Can spots the two beans. He's in like the top area or something, you know, like a loading bay. I
love the fact that they're all identical, but he still spots them.
Oh no, I was about to say because they're injured and dirty.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And by the way, I was going to say over time, you get like very personable injuries, like a scar on the right, where the right eye would be and stuff like that, and like a little dint on.
What's the reveal at the end? Do we open all their eyes, or?
I think they try and revolt against it, and then Mr. Can is revealed to actually not been like, he's a nuanced character because he's only been doing this because he knows that they will just wipe out beans and create. There's like dead beans and then there's alive beans. So there's like, you know, like artificial food now, GMOs.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically Mr. Can's been holding the humans back from utterly decimating bean culture because like it used to be that beans were all over the world and now they're only in like a little place. And then a select few goes through and they get to live.
That's a really complicated villain. I like that.
Yeah, he's not I've been doing this for us.
Yeah, he's not two-dimensional evil. He's kind of understandable.
Yeah. So he's like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you've been doing.
And could we have a bit where Ellen's like, Mr. Ken, the needs of the beans outweigh the needs of the bean?
That's the best line ever. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, get that down.
What a stupid movie.
The bean is gonna be the bean, and you're never gonna be into you. I'm not being over there beaning on the way to you. Cause I can't believe the Heinz beans are the best beans in the cannery. Cause all the beans that lead the way are blinded. And all the beans that bean to you are beaning. I've never many beans that I have in store for you at the cannery. I said beat me to the cannery. Cause after all, you're the bean I need.